Minnesota is leading the charge and getting the first clean fuel standard in the Midwest. CEO of the American Coalition for Ethanol, Brian Jennings, joins us now with a closer look. Brian, thank you so much for being with us today. Give us some background on this bill, if you will.
Sure, Tammy. It's my pleasure to join you. For about 3 years, the American Coalition for Ethanol and a very diverse set of other stakeholders has been working to try and get a bill introduced in a Midwest state that would attempt to reduce the carbon intensity of transportation fuel while creating demand for low-carbon technologies in fuels. That would include ethanol, of course. And so we're very pleased that bipartisan legislation has been introduced in Minnesota. Hearings are already underway for what's been called the Future Fuels Act, and we're really encouraged by the momentum that seems to be growing for this bill, and particularly because we know higher blends of ethanol like E15 and E85 can play a very meaningful part in helping reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
Right. So what benefits does this hold for agriculture overall?
Well, the first benefit for agriculture under any clean fuel standard is that the legislation will indeed increase the demand for ethanol, and so that's going to help farmers that are, supplying feedstocks to biofuel producers, to ethanol producers for that product. The second way that we've kind of made the Midwest Clean Fuel Standard unique is that there would be a very valuable credit market established under the Clean Fuel Standard, and we would make sure under our legislation that some of that credit value gets back to farmers for those climate-smart practices that they engage in, whether that's more efficiently applying nitrogen fertilizer and reducing emissions related to fertilizer use, or in practices that sequester carbon in the soil through low or no tillage practices. And so this is the first time legislation has been introduced in the Midwest, and it's the first time legislation would ensure that some of that credit value goes directly to farmers.
Definitely a benefit there. That's American Coalition for Ethanol CEO Brian Jennings. Appreciate you joining us today.